I feel like we gotta have like Maddie do like some kind of intro for us. Like we need a theme song for this.
Yeah, we need to get a song, dude. We need to get a song
But
for sure.
yeah, but good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Capping at the Bay. We are here again with old Patrick Grigsby.
How's it going?
But oh my gosh, what week one it was! Let me tell you, we saw surprises, we saw blowouts, we even saw revenge games that didn't go
We saw
that person's
attempts at
way.
revenge games.
Yeah. So I'm ready for I'm even ready for week two, but we gotta talk about week one, man. Let's just start out with the surprises. I mean, what would you see to be like the biggest surprise out of week one?
Man, I think the biggest one out of the whole week got to be the Giants. Um, that was the one that stuck out. I mean, the Bears too, but like, I'm happy to see Saquon is healthy and he is back, man. 164 yards on the ground. He got another 6 catches for like 30 yards receiving, and literally willed his team to win. I mean, he's just like, or I don't know if you saw a 2 point conversion, man. The hand involved. There was two guys met him at the line, and he said, "Not today," and took it to the house for the win, man. And like I said, wasn't the last play of the game, but that was it. So I'm happy to see him back. The Titans kind of sputtered a little bit. Tannehill didn't throw any interceptions, so like that's good. Derrick Henry got about 80 yards. There just wasn't a whole lot going on there on offense for them, man. Just not a lot. The biggest, the Bears too. The field was a total mess. The conditions were a mess, but you got to find a way to win, man. And he pulled it out. It was that was probably the sloppiest game of the week. But obviously when you're in a monsoon, I mean, there's like just puddles on the ground, man. I mean, just full on like I mean, they had a flood, So
Wait. You're talking about sloppy. Did you not see the Steelers Bengals game and at OT?
oh no, there was a whole lot of sloppiness, but that one was at least it got an excuse. At least it was raining, that's the other one. That's my other one is the Steelers, in which really I don't know if it was so much the Steelers winning that game. Their defense is elite, dude. Their defense is scary, especially when TJ Watt gets back. I'm sure you said a couple prayers about that one, but
You
yeah,
bet,
no, the
you bet your
defense
butt
is
I did.
elite, but the Bengals. I don't know if it was the Steelers that won that game. I think it was the Bengals that lost that game. I mean, 4 picks. I mean that they just invested what $180 million in that offensive line, and they still got 7 sacks, which is ridiculous. So there's some panic there. I wouldn't hit the panic button quite yet on the Bengals. I mean, they're just so many weapons, so much going on there. Burrow's going to figure it out. He had a good year last year. But yeah, I would say the Giants, the Bears, and the Steelers were probably the biggest ones to pop from week one. Like I said, there was a whole bunch of craziness. Whoever made that schedule deserves a raise.
For sure. I definitely had the Giants in as one of the big surprises. The other two that I noticed were the Seahawks and the Browns.
Right.
Seahawks in a Monday night game, everything was against them. Even though they were playing at Seattle, Russell Wilson was going to have the revenge game of his life against Pete Carroll, but Geno Smith just I don't know
All that,
what
man.
was going on up in Seattle, but he definitely turned on the Jets, threw it to I believe Disley to start off the game leading, and then it just went their way for the entire 60 minutes of the game. So definitely Seahawks and Browns and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I saw a stat on that. So like that's kind of similar to like that Bengals Steelers, right? I don't know if it was so much the Seahawks won that one. I'm glad to see. I mean, especially now, welcome to the AFC West. Because it's only going to get tougher for the Broncos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was a nice little reality check for them. I know there's a lot of people hyping them up. We were going to have that graphic, where the Broncos were ahead of the Chiefs. Shout out to Colin Coward, but yeah, but no. So like I said, and I did see a stat where like they lost 2 fumbles inside the 10-yard line or inside the 5 or something like that. That hasn't been done since like 1989 or something.
Mm.
Something crazy. So like I said, I don't know. I think Denver they are the better team. But yeah, they had a lot of things not go their way, and then that was probably one of the most horrendous coaching decisions I've ever seen, at least in the past past recent memory. for sure. You're gonna pay your quarterback $250 million and not trust him on 4th and 5. Like
Mhm.
what was it, second? So you're gonna trust a kicker for the second longest kick in NFL history, or your $250 million quarterback to get 5 yards. I
Mhm.
think I think I'd bet on Russ.
And
Every time there. So that
I,
was just it was a big mixture of stuff that just didn't work out for them.
I believe that whenever Monday night games, when it's Peyton and Eli commentating on the game, Peyton was going like this maybe 60 times
Yeah,
before
it's 16.
Russell
Yeah,
Wilson
yeah, I saw
finally
the
called a
count.
timeout. I was like, he needs to go back in the
Yeah,
NFL.
they need to give
He
that man a headset.
or yeah, give him the head coaching spot, because yeah, this new coach is not going to get the job done, especially at AFC West.
No, no, you ain't gonna win games like that. You ain't gonna beat the Chargers or the Raiders or the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Going for it on four, or kicking a 64-yard field goal 4th and 5. So yeah, that was a huge flop for the Broncos. Said they had a chance to win it. They had a couple chances. The freaky fumbles, I think, will work themselves out. Javante Williams still had a good game. Got a lot of touches. So yeah, that was a mess, dude. There was a lot of sloppy football this weekend. Good matchups, but a lot of sloppy football.
So we took a look at the surprises. Let's look at the disappointments. I mean, obviously, the teams that played them, the Browns, Seahawks, Giants, all of them, um, obviously, they were going to be the bigger disappointments. In my opinion, I figured the Green Bay Packers out of week one was the biggest disappointment.
I
I
don't.
mean,
I think Aaron Rodgers just takes mental vacations during week one. Like what the Saints beat him last year, like 38-3 or something like that. So
well, and just the fact that he's on every single talk show before the season even started. I mean, that man doesn't give a crap
he
about
needs
this year.
to
He should have gone with a different team instead
he
of just
needs to
staying
hop on a
in Green Bay.
plane and go down to South America and do some more ayahuasca or something. Because that wasn't working. And man, he doesn't. So like the difference, and I agree with you. I have the Packers as my top disappointment. But like I said, am I hitting the panic button yet? I don't think so. It's Aaron Rodgers. He'll probably figure it out. He did the same thing last year and still won an MVP. They actually lost worse last year. Um, the other one was the Cowboys, man, and um, I I I don't think I didn't have them winning the division. I didn't have them making the playoffs. Even when Dak was in there, though, they did not look good before he got hurt. I don't wish injuries on anybody ever. I hope he has a speedy recovery and gets back. But dude, that offense was a dumpster fire. There was nothing going on there. They had no answers for anybody. CeeDee Lamb wasn't, still dropped a couple balls. So like they don't really have a number one wide receiver right now, and I don't think Cooper Rush is going to do better than Dak did. And they got a pretty hefty schedule coming. Right? It's not brutal, but it's not looking good without a quarterback.
Sure. All
Patriots
right.
too. I had the Patriots in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Patriots flopped, and I know historically, even the Tom Brady area, they have not done super well in Miami. Um, but yeah, that was not a good look for them either. That them, I'm probably pretty close to hitting the panic button. That was really bad. And didn't Mac hurt his back?
It was like a couple muscle spasms on
Right.
some sacks, but yeah, he got a tough matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers D line this upcoming weekend. So we'll
Right.
we'll see what they have for the Steelers. Uh, so I'm glad that you mentioned the Miami Dolphins. So the next segment will be the top five teams after week one. This past week, watch Colin Coward and the herd. He thinks that he knows the stuff. He keeps saying that he's a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Uh, I'm looking at it right now. I'm not seeing Pittsburgh Steelers anywhere in the top 10. Now, they probably don't deserve it, but the fact that I see Denver Broncos at number 10, I anyway, but but I mean, come on now.
They had a lot of
So
freaky stuff happen, man. I don't think that'll happen again. They
so
get one of those touchdowns, they win that game. Then
yeah.
they
So, I mean, we're just going to get to number five. My number five is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could have gone higher if they kind of got a better connection on offense. Obviously, Chris Godwin is going to be out for quite some time due to his injuries from last season. But just the fact that they allowed only 3 points from the Dallas Cowboys, I mean that was pretty outstanding. But
Who was the highest scoring offense in football last year?
true, yep.
Year
Yeah.
ago.
Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette still in the backfield, Mike Evans still
Like a
representing as
beast.
wide receiver one. So the only big thing is Gronkowski's not there anymore. So
Not yet. Not yet.
not yeah,
Don't
yeah.
write him
We'll
off
give
yet.
it about week
Yeah.
nine. Week nine.
Wait till Thanksgiving. See if he shows up.
Well, once he realizes they're making it to the playoffs this year, yeah,
Right.
he's gonna come back. uh, number four I have is who I think will be representing the NFC as of right now, and that's the Minnesota Vikings. You know, we already said Green Bay was the biggest disappointment, but just the way they handled Aaron Rodgers and their defense, I I'm giving props to them. They definitely showed up. Justin Jefferson, he's going to be offensive player of the year. He's going to take Cooper Kupp spot
Nasty,
on
dude.
that
And like, he had so much separation all game. Like it was. I mean, like, how you gonna leave that man wide open? He's definitely looking like the best wide receiver in football right now for sure. No doubt about it.
for sure. Number three, however, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Um, I it was the Las Vegas Raiders that they played, and everybody thought that you know Derek Carr and Devontae Adams was going to handle the Chargers pretty well. That I was even surprised about the defense. I wasn't. I knew
Hey,
Justin
that was
Herbert
still
was
an
going to be.
electric connection, though. He
Yeah,
still had 140 yards.
Herbert definitely got that dog in him, and
Yeah,
so
yeah. Monster.
I
Scary
I didn't
dude.
lose hope for that dude. So it was just the defense. Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, and Joey Bosa is definitely representing the defense quite well.
Said himself.
Now, this is probably going to be something that you're probably going to argue with, and that's my number two spot, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. So hear me out on this one. Because I got the Bills at number one. The Bills not only defeated the defending Super Bowl champs, they mollywopped them. They swept them off their feet Thursday night to start off the season. And I mean the Chiefs, yeah, they beat the Cardinals, but I mean, who did they have at offense?
They beat the hampered Cardinals. They beat the backup Arizona Cardinals.
Exactly. They didn't have Rondell Moore. They didn't. DeAndre
JJ,
Hopkins is still suspended. You
JJ
know,
was out. Their other
yeah,
defensive tackle was out, who led the team in sacks last year, I think. Yeah, like 10 sacks or something like that.
yeah, and what was it like a three possession game at the end? I mean,
It was like 37 to 7 in the third. It was ugly. It was ugly quick.
yeah, and then
They lit off the gas, they had a lot of tendency breakers on defense. Like, I mean, they kind of just like, okay, let's just go back to the
they
basics.
threw out Chad Henne in there.
Right, right.
Like after five passing touchdowns from Mahomes, you best believe I lost in fantasy that week.
I didn't get a. I didn't get a. I missed the first quarter and the fourth quarter because they were showing the Steelers game, and then they cut over to
You best
the other
believe
game.
it.
Yeah,
Hey, it's
yeah.
a five-star
This is
matchup because we're in
this
it.
ain't
All
even
right.
competition.
But yeah, so I got five the Buccaneers, four Vikings, three Chargers, two Chiefs, and number one the Bills. What
What
do
do
you
you
think
got at
about
6?
six? If I really have to say it, I would say the Dolphins.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a toss up between Dolphins, Eagles, and the Ravens is who I
That's
have.
exactly what I got wrote down.
Mm.
Different order. Actually, so we actually got the same top 5. I just got a different order. There's definitely an argument for the Bills to still be better than the Chiefs. They had the better competition this week. They didn't look great in the first quarter, and then they turned it on and just kind of blew them out of the water. It took them a little bit to get going. So I get that. I got a 5. I got the Vikings. Um, I have them below the Bucks as far as NFC teams. Just, I mean, dude, if you're gonna bet against somebody, Tom Brady is not that guy. You
Mm.
know, so I got them at 5. They look great. But like I said, that just historically, Packers have not been a good Week 1 team. So We'll see what happens later in the season, especially once Aaron Rodgers starts to build some more chemistry with these receivers. At 4, I got the Chargers, and I got them, below Kansas City and the Bills as well. They haven't. I mean, they have all the tools. Like they have no excuses this year. They have the one of the most talented rosters in all of football. They are injury prone, man. They already have Keenan Allen out. Was it J.C. Jackson's like probably not going to play tomorrow? So like that's a big concern for me. But like I said, they have just a loaded roster, man. And Herbert's that dude. He's elite. He's gonna be elite for a long time. So like we'll see if they can get over the hump. So I got them at 4. I got the Bucks at 3. Don't bet against Tom Brady. And also I know Godwin went down, but Julio looked nice the other night, man. He looks
Yeah.
like a little bit of the old Julio. So and I
Mhm.
think Tom Brady's gonna figure out how to use that a little better. So like I don't think they're gonna slow down that much with Godwin out. And we'll see if Gronk comes back. If Gronk comes back, I feel a little bit better about that too. And then I got the Bills at 2, maybe a little biased, but you know, everybody was like, oh, Mahomes ain't gonna do nothing without Tyreek. They're gonna take the offense is taking a step back, and that is clearly not the case. And really, even though for being a hampered Cardinals, having some injuries, having players suspended, the Chiefs defense really looked good through the first 3 quarters. Like I said, I know the fourth quarter they let off the gas. It was already out of hand, but like they have a really, really young defense, a lot of like second, third year, a lot of rookies. So like they looked good, and they're only going to get better as the season progresses, as long as they can stay healthy. So I got the Chiefs still in number 1. And then my honorable mention, it's a tie between the Raven and Eagles for 6. The Eagles I would have put above the Vikings, but that defense, man, that defense did not perform how I thought it was going to. And really, I don't know if it's just because Detroit got that much better, because Detroit's going to win some games this year. They did not look terrible by any means. So, but yeah, what if the Eagles can score some more points and not allow as many points, they'll probably be right there in that top 5.
All right. So yeah, we got some similarities. We kind of figured out what's going on at week 1. So let's go now to week 2 and see who's the most exciting matchup. I mean, Thursday night is going to kick off.
That's the game
Like
of the week.
it's going to be fireworks for that one, and that's the Los Angeles Chargers against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, yeah, there's some honorable mentions for the Bucks versus Saints, revenge game there, uh, or a redemption game, might I say, with Tom Brady and the
We'll
Saints.
see if he can finally get over the hump in the regular season with the Saints, because it's not been pretty. Was he 0-4?
No, not at all.
I don't think he's won a single. I
Especially
mean, he wins when it
divisional
counts because he's Tom
rivals.
Brady. But but yeah, he's got to do something. He's got to get over the hump with New Orleans. He's never not won his divisional. Damn near the past 22 years. So yeah, it's that. So and then another one I got down is Minnesota and Philly.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is going to determine who breaks into that top 5. So that's going to be, and that's a Monday night game, dude. So everybody's going to be watching. I'm
We got
excited.
2 Monday night games
That would,
in week
yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be it's gonna be
forward to
awesome,
that.
man. I'm excited. So like, I think, yeah, the Titans and Bills. I think the Bills are going to throttle. I mean, the Titans just came off a loss to the Giants. But yeah, I think this tomorrow is going to be the game of the week. And the other one's like, there's a couple of testers here because, like I said, we just listed off those top teams. There's a couple of them playing each other. The New Orleans Tampa Bay game, man. If New Orleans can pull off a win against Tampa Bay, they got a lot of pieces on offense. Their defense is still really good. And then Miami at Baltimore. That's going to be a good
Mm-hmm.
game. And really, both of those teams are kind of in the same spot, too, as far as there's a lot of questions on both teams, especially on the offense. With Miami, is Tua going to take a step forward? He has no excuse. And then with Baltimore, he ain't got nobody to throw the ball to. So
Yeah,
everybody's been big on him. So we'll see. We'll see who comes out on top there. That's going to be a really good one. I'm excited. That's probably the one I'm most excited for besides tomorrow's game. Is that Miami and Baltimore? That's gonna be a monster game. There's gonna be a lot of fireworks. I want to see
for
Lamar
sure.
Jackson, run for more than 100 yards.
Baltimore and Miami is going to be another hot one. Definitely want Baltimore to have a better matchup than what they just had in the New York Jets and Joe Flacco. So Miami, I hope that they come out with a win and get Baltimore out of the the divisional race against the Steelers. Because without TJ Watt, I'm really scared on what's coming in the next 5 to 6 weeks. I could see a 3-3 record, 4-2 record kind of thing, but I just want to go one
That's
game at a
optimistic.
time. Yeah, yeah,
Man, I hope y'all pulled through. I never like I said, I never like seen anybody get hurt. He's already on a terror, man. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he'd definitely be the front runner for defensive MVP right now. That dude is, or defensive player of the year. That
for sure.
dude is a monster.
All right, so I'm obviously going to take off my hat because now we're going to go to cap or no cap. Obviously, it's going to be rapid fire. I give you a statement, you go cap or no cap. So let's start out with cap or no cap. The Saints will be defeating the Buccaneers in week 2.
I just say no cap, man. Like I said, it's the statistics are not in I'm kind of an analytics guy. And 0-4 is not a good look in the regular season against them. So I know they got a bunch of coaching changes this year, so like it'll be a different team. But like I said, man, they got a lot of people to spread the ball out to. It's going to depend how well they can tackle. I know their offensive line took a step back this year, so we'll see how well they can protect. Jameis Winston back there. But yeah, I think he's going to have a big game as long as he don't throw a lot of interceptions. I think that's very very possible for them to beat the Bucks.
Yep. I gotta go with no cap as well. They're gonna keep that trend. They're gonna figure out Tom Brady and they're gonna pull out with the win and gonna give Saints a good opportunity to win the division after week 2.
All right, next one. Pittsburgh stays afloat without TJ Watt. Cap or no cap?
I ooh, I gotta go with no cap because
Not biased.
I believe Jameer Jones is his
Who?
replacement. And
Who? Who?
hey, eh, even if you watch week 1, even with TJ Watt out, you still have Alex Highsmith and Cameron Hayward that is just blowing the offensive line
Didn't he get hurt
off
too?
the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and he's a full participant after Tuesday's practice. So I have no worries. The defense showed up. The offense still needs to show up. Trubisky throwing on his off his back foot, and Najee Harris just can't get away from the offensive lines. But other than that, I could see a low scoring game in the Patriots versus Steelers game for sure. It's going to be nothing but field goals.
Man, I think I gotta go cap. I think it's gonna be rough. I don't think they're gonna get the type of pressure. I think they will win a couple games there. Also, now without the defense holding them up as strong as they have, especially that week 1 performance, or just all over Joe Burrow, it might be getting close to Kenny Pickett time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that plays out. So like that could end up working out for you guys. You get a younger quarterback in there. He wasn't scared to throw the rock at all. In preseason he looked pretty good. He was the best quarterback in preseason out of the rookies for sure. Yeah, I don't I will be surprised if they go 500 through these next 6 games.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But let's end it off. Let's end the episode off with this one. Cap or no cap? Cowboys season is over.
Man, everybody's just always got to talk about the Cowboys.
I'm throwing that crap away. That's no
Yeah,
cap for sure.
yeah, that is definitely no cap. And
Their
like honestly,
season's over
to be
with.
fair, like I said, I didn't have them win the division. I didn't have them making the playoffs this year.